Hello and welcome to the Amplify Reading Administrator tutorial. This video is approximately 20 minutes long and will support building and district administrators in accessing and leveraging Amplify Reading reports. For additional program details, including insight into the teacher and student experiences, please reference the MyPLN course named Digital Tools Amplify Reading. Today, we'll review the Amplify Reading program. We'll discuss Amplify Administrator reporting and features that are coming soon. Let's begin. Amplify Reading is a digital supplemental reading program that blends the power of compelling storytelling and an imaginative game world to engage students of all levels in reading instruction and practice. Whether students are just learning to read or already working on mastering close reading, Amplify Reading is able to take your students on a personalized, adaptive journey to learn the skills they need. At its core, there are three main areas that set Amplify Reading apart. We meet students where they are with powerful, individualized instruction and practice. It's cutting edge and research based. We offer sophisticated, adaptive instruction that treats your students as individuals. It's learning that leaps off the screen. So, not only is this a powerful tool for your teachers, it's a really engaging experience for your students. Our narrative adventures grow up with students, and we have a built in motivation system that builds your students' growth mindset along the way. Because it's so engaging, it's a great fit both at home or in any classroom setting. Perhaps most importantly, we're driving off the charts reading growth. Amplify Reading is a great complement to your core instruction and is proven to move the needle on reading growth for all types of students. Here, you'll see the foundational skills that we address in Amplify Reading. Through the program's design and underlying skill progression, Amplify Reading ensures that students build more foundational skills first before moving on to the more advanced skills. In the early grades, students receive explicit instruction across domains, including underlying phonological awareness, phonics, vocabulary, and early comprehension skills. Let's take a quick look at what the program is like for students. Your students begin by choosing a Curioso, a customizable companion that grows alongside them on their journey to becoming confident readers. They are then launched into Bookerton, where they meet a mentor named Alex, who will support students through several adventures and provide instructional feedback along the way. And in Bookerton, students will be asked to solve several challenges along their path to becoming readers, like this one, where we meet Mutt, who can't finish a poem, and Alex asks for our help. Each student has their own customized learning progression with their initial placement based on their latest DIBEL scores or placement activity. Then, our adaptive algorithm ensures that students are placed on the skills that are right for them each step of the way. As they practice their literacy skills, your students will unlock games and earn energy for their new buddy, whose consistent evolution mirrors their own development. Here, in Food Truck, students take the role of a chef and create words to satisfy their customers. In Message in a Bottle, students unscramble sentences. In Unmask That, students resolve anaphora by connecting pronouns to their antecedents. Here's one of my favorites, Debate a Ball, where students go head to head with a computer to debate a familiar topic. In Sloppy Scrolls, students have to restore ancient scrolls that have lost their magic and contain anomalies. Here, in Shades of Meaning, students arrange words in order of intensity, for example here, from most to least. In Word City, students practice identifying and manipulating the beginning, middle, and ending letter sounds in a series of new words. As students complete levels and skill games during their quests, they unlock various Curioso customizations. The Curiosos gain energy as students read and acquire skills, growing just like your students do. Then we're launched into the e-reader, where students have a chance to apply the skills they've learned in games to an actual text. All right. You already use mCLASS for your assessments, and Amplify Reading offers student driven instruction and practice based on your students' latest Dibble's composite scores in an experience just like the one you just saw. But don't worry, students can get started with Amplify Reading at any time. They don't need to wait until BOY assessments have been administered. All students who begin Amplify Reading prior to being assessed will be given a placement activity to ensure that they begin with content that best suits their current needs. Students will be replaced in the system once Dibble's composite scores are available. Based on the results of mCLASS assessment or placement activity data, students are automatically placed into Amplify Reading. Students start the program in the right spot without requiring teachers to administer any additional assessments. From there, Amplify Reading takes over. Students' learning progressions are then customized to their abilities and areas of instructional need. As students play, teachers gain insight into reading performance and growth through the teacher dashboard. Let's do a quick overview of the information available there. On the class summary screen, teachers can see students' weekly usage, including students who didn't meet the targets, the number of sub-skills mastered, with the most recent sub-skills listed first, and trouble spots for specific students, as well as recommended instructional activities aligned to those trouble spots that the teacher can use to support that student. Teachers also have access to the Detailed Reporting tab. Teachers can access that tab for the breakdown for individual student performance, including whether or not students have logged in to Amplify Reading in the last 24 hours, how many minutes students have used Amplify Reading in the past 7 days, the number of sub-skills students have mastered, and information about how students are performing across each skill domain. Teachers are able to dig deeper by taking a closer look at each of their students. Imagine here that I tapped on Srinivas's name from the dashboard and I'm taken to this detailed view. The detailed view gives me a snapshot of his progress and shows me a few things. At the top, I can see the games that the student is working on in his current quest. And at the bottom, I can see Srinivas's overall progress in each skill domain. Administrator reports offer high-level system insights for building and district leaders, but a little bit more on that in a moment. Most importantly, Amplify Reading accelerates student growth across grades in just 30 minutes a week. A study of the program's effectiveness looked at participants from Title I schools in a racially, ethnically, and linguistically diverse urban school district. To be included in the treatment group, students had to have used Amplify Reading for a minimum of 4 hours across one semester, which is about half of our recommended usage time. But most importantly, students in all grades who used Amplify Reading showed better growth according to Dibble zones of growth than students who did not use the program. So in just 30 minutes a week, students can really achieve big learning gains. With that in mind, we hope that you will encourage your school communities to meet that usage goal. Now, some information on the administrator reports that are available to you. You have access to Amplify Reading in Schoology. To log in, navigate to lms.lausd.net. Your screen will look like this. And when you log into Schoology, you'll want to click the Amplify Reading icon. You'll select the App Center in the top ribbon of the screen, and from the drop-down menu, select Amplify Reading. Administrators can access the teacher reports we just reviewed by selecting the appropriate class in the drop-down menu, shown here in orange. Administrators can also access system-level reports by clicking on their name in the top right corner of the screen and selecting Amplify Reading Admin Reports in the drop-down menu. When you click on Admin Reports, you'll land in the Snapshot view. The Snapshot view shows active students, students who are licensed or have access, schools who are active, and the schools who are licensed and have access. From here, we'll click Explore Reports. Note, building administrators have access to insights about the building to which they are assigned. District administrators have access to insights across the full district. On this screen, you can toggle to all schools or individual schools if you are a system administrator. Building administrators will only be able to see data for their building. Here, you'll be able to see active students, students by school, by grade, and total time spent. Our usage reports can help administrators ensure that implementation is on track and identify buildings or classrooms where additional support may be needed. As a best practice, we recommend that building and system leaders ensure that the teachers know how to log in, where to find help, that they set recommendations for program use, and encourage teachers to do so with students and their families. You can monitor Amplify Reading Administrator reports as one step in ensuring that the program is used to drive student outcomes. We're really excited to share some additional forthcoming enhancements. In addition to the usage information that is available now, administrators will have access to building or system level progress reports to show student growth. Growth and progress information will be available this fall and will include progress information for students who've met, progress information about annual sub-skill mastery goals, the percentage of students who've met those annual usage targets, and a segmented view of progress towards annual sub-skill mastery goals broken down by usage. We'll also share information about instructional focus this fall, and this will include visualizations of how the adaptive path shifts the instructional focus of your students within the school year and across grade bands. A few best practices to start you off on the right foot before we go. To support teachers, it's important to ensure that teachers know how and when you expect them to communicate with caregivers about Amplify Reading. It's important that they also know that Amplify Reading is available this school year. So you can provide the URL that you see here on the screen for additional program overview information, and you can make sure that your teachers know that Amplify Reading is accessible via their Schoology account. We recommend that you confirm expectations for program use. Amplify recommends that students use Amplify Reading 30 to 45 minutes a week over 2 to 3 sessions. And for remote learning, we've seen many of our partners use the program even more. So students in grades 2 and above may benefit from up to 60 minutes a week. Of course, there will be ongoing opportunities for live and self-guided webinars, so you'll want to check My PLN and share your expectations with teachers for their participation in training. And of course, the resources site will be actively maintained, so you can make sure that your teachers know where they can go to get additional information. That's amplify.com/LAUSD amplify reading. And similarly, this is a year that really requires supporting caregivers. So make sure that caregivers know that Amplify Reading is available. Make sure they know where they can access Amplify Reading. They can access it through Schoology. Make sure they have expectations for program use and that they know where they can go for support. And with that, wishing you a great start to a productive school year. Thanks for joining.